My name is Dan Johnson, and I have been designing my own shirts for about 3 years now, and I have a brand called Dro. And this is the documentary that's going to take you through the process which I take to design and print my own shirts. Usually, when I get inspired, I like to sketch out my own ideas. I like to just draw and doodle a whole bunch of things, and when I see something that inspires me, that's when I focus on it, and I like to build on that, build more. From then on, I narrow it down a little bit more. I finally choose the idea and the design I want. Sketch it out. I try to finalize it, and I try to make it as closest to the design as I want it to be. And when I finally get that done, when I'm finally done sketching on the paper, I like to transfer it to my computer. I like to draw it on Adobe Illustrator, and that makes it more refined, and I can fix my mistakes that I did. It usually takes me, an hour or so to do that. People usually scan the image onto the computer, but I like to look at my sketch, and I like to, look off of that and draw it on the computer. So for some people it's different, but for me, I find this a lot easier. When I edit it on Illustrator, sometimes my idea changes, so I go along with it, and then the final product, my final design, may not look like the first sketch I drew out. When I'm finally done with it on Illustrator, I email it to the screen printer. He looks at it, and when he gets it, he prints the image on a special clear sheet. And then after he prints it on the sheet, he coats the screen with a special liquid that then hardens, so when the image is laid on top of the screen and the light is turned on, it burns the image onto the screen. After that, he sets up the screen on a printing machine. So now it's all good and ready to print. I've chosen the color ink I want. I told him I want the color gray, so he picks that ink out. And then he pours the ink across the screen at the bottom of the screen, and he gets the squeegee. And spreads the ink back and forth, and he does that about 2 or 3 times, and then he lifts it up, and as you can see, there's my design on the shirt. After he gets done printing it, he has to run it through this conveyor dryer, which dries the shirt at a perfect temperature, so it won't burn the shirt or it won't burn the design. After it runs through there, that's when you get my shirt, my brand, my product. That's when it's all good to go. And that's it's kind of easy, but you have to be very careful when you want to design something, because once it comes out, that's the final product. So that's the process I take when I want to design a shirt.